Right after the final echoes of the concert in Japan faded into the night, something shifted in the air, and fans could feel it, even from miles away. The energy that had just moments ago been explosive, loud, and full of adrenaline suddenly turned quiet, almost fragile. Because this wasn't just the end of a show. It was the moment when Park Jimin boarded a flight back to Korea ahead of the others and left behind someone who, for a brief but unforgettable moment, seemed completely different. Jungkook. And then it happened. A simple statement. No dramatic build-up. No carefully scripted line. Just something honest, raw, and almost too real. He missed him. Fans didn't expect it. Not like this. Because when you think about global superstars, people constantly under cameras, always measured in what they say, you don't expect a moment that feels so unfiltered. Yet somehow, this one sentence carried more weight than a full performance. Why? What made it hit so hard? Maybe it's because it wasn't just about distance. It was about presence. Think about it for a second. These two have spent years together, training, performing, traveling, growing up under the same spotlight. Their routines, their schedules, their lives are deeply intertwined. So when one leaves even slightly earlier than the other, it's not just a physical absence. It's a disruption. A silence where there used to be constant noise. And Jungkook's reaction? It didn't feel like something exaggerated for fans. It felt instinctive. That's what made people pause. Because how often do we see someone like Jungkook, known for his composure, his professionalism, his ability to carry himself with confidence, just let something slip like that? Was it just a passing comment? Or was it something deeper that finally surfaced in a moment of exhaustion, vulnerability, and honesty? Fans immediately began analyzing everything. The tone of his voice, the timing, the context. Was he smiling when he said it? Did he hesitate? Did he try to brush it off afterward? And maybe the biggest question of all, why did it feel so real? In a world where celebrity interactions are often curated, moments like this stand out like a crack in a perfectly polished surface. They remind people that behind the performances, the choreography, the global fame, there are still human emotions that can't always be controlled. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time fans have noticed something between them that feels different. Not in a way that needs labels or assumptions, but in a way that feels genuine, comfortable, deep. There's a certain kind of connection you can't fake over time. It shows in small details. In the way someone looks at another person without realizing it. In the way they instinctively move closer in a crowded space. In the way silence between them doesn't feel awkward. It feels natural. So when Jungkook said he missed Jimin, it didn't feel random. It felt like the continuation of something fans have been quietly observing for years. But here's where it gets interesting. Why did this specific moment explode the way it did? After all, missing someone isn't unusual. People say it all the time. So why did this particular confession spark such a strong reaction? Maybe it's because of the timing. Post-concert emotions are always heightened. There's a mix of adrenaline, exhaustion, and reflection. Performers come down from a high that few people can truly understand. In those moments, walls come down. Thoughts become clearer, or maybe less filtered. So was this just Jungkook being caught in that emotional afterglow? Or was it something he's felt for a long time but never expressed so openly? Another layer to consider is the setting itself. Japan wasn't just another stop. Concerts abroad often carry a different emotional weight. Being away from home, sharing intense experiences together, relying on each other in unfamiliar environments, it strengthens bonds in ways that everyday routines don't. So when Jimin left first, maybe it wasn't just he went back to Korea. Maybe it felt like something ended too abruptly, like a chapter closing before Jungkook was ready for it to close. And that's where fans started connecting the dots. They began revisiting past moments, old clips, subtle interactions, conversations that once seemed ordinary but now felt loaded with new meaning. Was there a pattern? Were there signs all along? Or are fans simply seeing what they want to see? That question matters. Because in fandom culture, interpretation plays a huge role. People build narratives. They connect emotions. They fill in gaps. But sometimes, just sometimes, a moment doesn't need interpretation. It just needs to be felt. And this felt undeniable. What's even more fascinating is how universal the reaction was. It wasn't limited to one group of fans. Even casual observers paused and thought, wait, that sounded real. And maybe that's the true power of authenticity. You don't need context to recognize it. You just know. But let's flip the perspective for a moment. What if we're overanalyzing? What if Jungkook simply missed his friend? Isn't that, in itself, enough? In a world that constantly demands deeper meanings, sometimes the simplest explanation holds the most truth. Missing someone you care about, especially after spending intense time together, is completely natural. So why do we feel the need to turn it into something bigger? Maybe because moments like this give people something they crave. Connection. Fans don't just watch performances. They invest emotionally. They build attachments. They look for glimpses of reality within the spectacle. And when they find it, they hold on to it. This moment became more than just a sentence. It became a symbol. A reminder that even at the highest level of fame, emotions remain simple. You can perform in front of thousands, travel across continents, achieve unimaginable success, and still feel something as basic as missing someone. There's something comforting about that. Something grounding. And maybe that's why this moment spread so quickly. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was relatable. Think about your own life. Have you ever said, I miss you, without planning to? Have you ever felt that sudden emptiness when someone leaves, even if it's just for a short time? That's what people saw in Jungkook. Not a global superstar, just a person reacting in real time. And in that sense, the moment becomes bigger than fandom. It becomes human. Still, the questions linger. Will we see more moments like this? Will Jungkook address it again? Or will it remain one of those fleeting instances that fans replay over and over, searching for meaning? Sometimes, the beauty lies in not knowing, in letting a moment exist without forcing it into a defined narrative. But if there's one thing this situation has proven, it's this. People are drawn to authenticity more than anything else. Not perfection, not performance, not carefully crafted images, just something real. And maybe, without even trying, Jungkook gave fans exactly that. So what do you think? Was this just a simple expression of missing a close friend? Or did it reveal something deeper about their bond? Did the timing make it more emotional? Or would it have hit the same way no matter when it happened? And most importantly, why did it resonate with so many people so strongly? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Because sometimes, the smallest moments tell the biggest stories.